When we tried to render our simple markdown file that has this sentence, this is a sentence in a paragraph, we got this warning saying that the document had a non-empty title element. That's because pandoc likes to have some sort of title for anything compiled into an HTML document. Now there's a couple of different ways to get pandoc that information, but I'm going to show you how to do it with what's called a YAML header. So YAML is a language, and it's another kind of formatting language in text that will allow us to pass information to pandoc. And the way you specify a YAML header is lines of code that are in between two lines that have 3 dashes. So if I make some space up here at the top of the file, I put 3 dashes in 2 lines like this, I now have what's in between these 2 lines as a YAML header. Now there's a couple of different ways to give title information. First of all, if you want the title to show up in the rendered document, then you can use the YAML key title. And YAML is a language that lets you give key value pairs for providing information to pandoc. So the key is title, and then anything after that colon is going to be the actual title. Now the title is going to be a character string, so I'm going to put quotes around it. So I'm going to use double quotes here. And I'm going to say this is the title. So let's see what happens if I preview this. I'm going to click on preview, and RStudio is going to remember the last time I compiled this, it was in HTML, so I don't have to select HTML again. I can just click the preview button, and it's going to compile it. And now you can see there's this bold text at the top that says this is the title. So pandoc is considering what I provided as the title of the document, and it's going to format it in a larger font and a bolder face text at the top. And then here is our paragraph as we had it before. This is a sentence in a paragraph. Now it might be that you don't want pandoc to take a title and put it at the top like this, that you want to have control over that rather than having pandoc put something in your rendered document. And you can do that. The way you do that is instead of giving this a title of a document, you give it a page title rather than a title. Now a page title is a page is a special term in HTML specifying the title of a page, which is different from the title that goes at the top of the document. So if I render this markdown, I'll hit preview again. It gives a title to pandoc. So pandoc is happy in terms of it doesn't have a warning anymore, and we're back to where that title isn't showing up. The HTML we generated just says this is a sentence in a paragraph. I'm going to close this, and you can see, well, there's our command line for running pandoc with all of the command line options. And you can see this, in this case, there's no warning anymore because we are giving it a page title or some form of a title. So just a couple of quick things about YAML. There's a lot more complicated things you can do with YAML that we're not going to get into. But in order to get rid of that warning, you do have to give pandoc some sort of title.